Hey everybody, Matt here. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Imagine Then Make. In this video, we're going to look at using layers in LibreCAD. So I'm going to demonstrate one final thing for this video about layers. There's tons and tons more, but for this video, let me just show you one more thing. I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to name it 10, and I'm just going to use the word construction. And I can try and spell that correctly. For a color, I'm going to use yellow. For the line type, I'm going to use dot small. And then I'm also going to check this box right here, identifying this layer as a construction layer. So I'll show you the significance of that in 1 second. So I hit OK. There's nothing on the construction layer yet. So let's go ahead and draw some lines. So first, what I'm going to do is zoom in to the grid status that I normally enjoy drawing on. And it usually is 0.1/1. All right. So now let's draw some lines. So I'm just going to snap to the grid. I'll draw a line there. And you see that I only drew one short line segment, but what LibreCAD did was draw an infinitely long line. Because as I continue to zoom out, the line goes completely across the grid. Okay, so now I'm back into the grid status that I started it at. So let's draw a couple more lines. Let's draw a short vertical segment there, and once again LibreCAD drew an infinitely long vertical line. So if we go back to our attributes on this new layer and we uncheck this box and hit OK, there are the two short line segments that I drew. If I go back to attributes, recheck the construction layer checkbox, hit OK. Now I'm back to infinite lines. Okay, so let's try one other thing here. I'm going to turn off my snap to grid and I'm going to plot some points. And this time I'm going to plot some points that hopefully you will see are not on the grid. So there's one there. There's one there. Okay. So now if I go back to attributes, uncheck this box, I can see that the points that I plotted, and I can also see the original short line segments that I drew. If I go back and check this box, now my line segments are infinitely long and my single points are still there. So now let's add another layer. We'll call this layer 7 and we'll just name it odd shape. And we'll choose a color we haven't used before. Let's use cyan. Hit OK. So we're going to draw on layer number 7, but we're going to use the construction lines and points that are on layer number 10. So let me click on my snap to endpoints. And let's draw some lines. And you can see that it's snapping right to the points that I drew individually. So there's a very odd shape using the endpoints as plotted on the construction layer. Now let's try and draw some more lines on the construction layer. So let's turn off snap to endpoints. Matter of fact, let's not snap anywhere. Let's go freestyle, and we'll draw a line from here to here. Hopefully you can see that that's not on the grid. Here's another line, also not on the grid. Third line not on the grid, and a fourth line not on the grid. Okay, so let's go back to our odd shape layer and select it. So now we're going to draw using draw on layer number 7, and this time we're going to click on, let's snap on the intersection. So let's draw a bunch of lines based on the intersection of these construction lines. If we turn that layer off, now we've got this very distorted rectangle. Let's go ahead and change the attributes of this rectangle. Let's make the color red. And let's hold down the Shift key and try and select the remaining 3 lines. Attributes, red. Oops, okay. And now we've changed those lines to red. So I've shown a couple of things here. I've shown a little bit about what you can do with construction points and lines and their intersections. I've also shown that you can draw on a particular layer but in multiple colors. By default, new lines will be in the default layer's color, but you can always click on the entity and then change the color to something else, and you can actually change the line type as well. So that's a little bit about construction layers, and again, some more things you can do when drawing on individual layers.